iPad's
That-
got the power of the edit button.
Exactly.
So,
You're gonna need it.
yeah.
You know, you asked that question. I had Julia reading them, and she's like, "Just say, Mom, we're the most unphotogenic family in the universe. So if we can do it, you can do it."
We'll just dive in with Rob and Jessica. And we've had a chance to meet and spend some time together and hang out in Mountain Home and have a lot of fun together with our families. But most of the family in the Journey Church, anyways, doesn't know who you guys are or what you're going to be doing. So I wanted to just jump on here with you and help everybody in our little world get to know you guys. You just tell us a little bit about your family, kids, and where are you guys at and all that stuff.
Yeah. So we full time in our RV in South Idaho, and there's always exciting moments, with the full timing with children in your RV. We love the outdoors, hiking and fishing and all that fun stuff. Love spending time with our children.
And we also love to spend time with our father-in-law. He's a big part of our life. He also full-time, and he lives right behind us. So that's pretty awesome. We've lived in Idaho for, I don't know how long.
12 years.
Yeah, 12 years.
How many kids do you guys have, and kind of what's their age gaps? What's the range?
We have 5 kids, and the oldest is 14, and the youngest is 7.
So 5 kids plus you two, so 7 of you are full time in an RV. I know from being in a lot of RV groups and meeting other people that RV full time, a lot of families love the idea and want to maybe go full time, but they're pretty nervous about doing it. Just off the top of your head, like if there's people that have kids and they're thinking about jumping into the RV life, you got any advice?
You're going to be very close. So it's good to have issues worked out beforehand, I think. But if you don't have any issues worked out in your marriage with your kids together, they're going to get worked out in the RV, and just know that that's going to happen. And there's going to be probably a rough patch in the beginning where everybody adjusts and just tries to deal with it being so close. And there isn't really avoiding a person in an RV.
Yep.
It's not gonna happen. So if you just disagree or whatever, you're just gonna have to deal with it.
It forces you to make it right.
Yeah.
Whenever there's an issue, you got to make it right pretty quickly. So, which I think is a good thing, because people tend to kind of hold on to a little bit of grudges or whatnot, but in this scenario, you can't do that.
Rob, what was your faith church life like growing up?
It was kind of in and out of church, probably more so out of church than in church, but we bounced around a little bit, but landed in a Lutheran church. It's not the route I would go today, but it taught me a lot. I went through catechism and I enjoyed it, so it was a different type of journey.
Yeah.
Jessica, how about you? What was your kind of story with kind of faith and church growing up?
We went to a lot of churches growing up. My parents just kind of didn't always agree on church doctrine and whatnot, and so we hopped around to a lot of churches. So in between hopping around churches, we would do church at home sometimes. My dad went to Bible school to be a pastor, and he never became one, but he had that background, and so we would do worship and he would teach us the Bible. He also wrote worship songs too and shared those with us, and so he'd be playing the guitar and we'd be singing, and those are my best memories actually, because it was kind of hard to ever get settled in a church because we always left so quick. My experience, my journey, worshiping at home, my dad reading the Bible to us, it grounded my faith, really cemented me in knowing that no matter what happens in a church, my faith isn't necessarily wrapped up in a building.
You guys have pretty different experiences as far as kind of growing up in, kind of faith church experience. What was it like navigating what your faith was going to look like for your family?
I think we both were more focused on Jesus and not the religion or the church. It was on Jesus.
We had one experience that I guess kind of changed things for us. We had gone to church, to a brand new church, and we're just newly moved into the area. We had a baby girl, our oldest daughter. She was actually like not even a year. She was in the hospital when she was born. And so we were told by the doctor, don't go anywhere where there's a lot of people. She can get sick. She's got a low immune system, and you'll just be right back in the hospital. And when we finally were ready to go back to church, we were just going to keep her with us in the service. And, I was going to make sure I took her out if she cried or whatever. And this particular church that we went to, they were like, the security came up and they're like, I'm sorry, you have to leave. She needs to be in the nursery. There aren't like any kids allowed. And I was like, well, what about like worship? Like, don't kids participate in that? And they're like, nope, there are no kids allowed in the sanctuary whatsoever. But we're happy to show you where the nursery is, where you can drop her off, or
Mm.
you could wait out in the lobby with her. It's just like, okay, I guess we'll go. So we did. From that moment on, we were like, you know what, we want to be family integrated church. Like, we just want a church where not necessarily that they don't have Sunday school, but just that kids can sit in if they want to,
Yeah.
or need to for any reason. Then that kind of led us to doing church at home ourselves. We've kind of just been doing church at home ever since, and that's what worked for us.
So, the Journey Church is not your typical kind of church, and we're taking a what we like to say a out of the box approach to how we do church, which is largely based online, and then kind of work from there backwards, connecting with people virtually, and then working towards deepening those relationships. So, because we're sort of a different style of church, I was curious, like maybe you could share with everybody else, how did you guys find the Journey Church, and kind of how did it start? How did you get involved?
So I was a part of a group, and that group was an RV group, RV full-time group. And then I found the Nomads group through that group. And then I found you guys through the Nomads group. I don't know. I just clicked on the video and watched it. And then I told Rob, hey, check it out. He watched it. And then, yeah, I've just been watching it ever since. Yeah, I kind of liked the concept. I thought that it was a good idea to have sort of a, you know, I mean, there are lots of online churches, but just a traveling church that is for people who don't really have a church home. And I thought that really, meshed with me. And I kind of felt like it was a good place for people who are in our situation. Maybe you work Sunday or whatever, and you can't go to church, or you haven't been to church in a long time. There's a lot of nervousness, like when you do go to church and you haven't gone in a long time, you're like, oh, what do I wear?
Hmm.
And what do I say? And nobody, and there's an awkwardness, especially if it's the years. And so some of my friends that haven't gone in a long time, there's a lot of that. There could be just not a church in your area that that you really align with. And there's
Hmm.
that too. So there's all different reasons, but I just really liked it. And he liked it when I showed him. So yeah.
Rob, what does church look like? Not necessarily that it's has to be a Sunday morning thing, but like for your family, what what's a typical Journey Church experience for you guys? Like, when do you have a certain time that you always watch, or a day, or do you have any kind of rituals, or what's it actually look like, so people could sort of get an idea? We all know what going to church in a building looks like. I think sometimes people have a hard time picturing what it would look like this way.
Yeah. It's just we don't have a certain day. Typically it's when we have free time, and we just all decide, yeah, time to watch a episode of The Journey and pull it up on the TV and watch it all together. The kids get to watch it, and
Sometimes your dad will go there.
Sometimes, yeah, we'll have my dad there, and
Mhm.
we'll watch the episode, we'll talk about it, pray at the end, and
Ask the kids if they
ask the
have
kids.
questions.
Yeah, it's like it's a learning experience for them. Starts conversations, and it's great.
Speaking of the kids watching, how are you guys finding it with 5 kids, all these different ages, different interests? Are they plugging in and watching and participating, or does it feel like it's difficult to get them to watch, or what's your experience like?
No, they're pretty involved and pretty interested. And, they, every once in a while, two of them will start talking or something, and then we have to pause it. Like,
Yeah.
okay, focus. But no, it's been pretty good. They really seem to want to be interested. They're very excited when a new episode comes out. They will see it before even I will, on
Mhm.
the TV or their YouTube app. So they're like, oh, a new episode out. So yeah, it's been really good actually.
Ever since they got to meet you guys,
Definitely. Yeah.
it's been even more so. It's like,
They feel more connected.
oh, big
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, we certainly had a blast meeting them. For those of you watching,
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
9.
yeah,
9.
9. Okay. And Josh is we pulled into the RV park to hang out and visit with you guys for a week. And I think before we even had the brake lights off on the RV pulling it in, Josh was chomping at the bit to roll out the red carpet and give us a welcome, and really,
Yeah.
really friendly and outgoing and excited, and we just had a great time. I just wanted to say to you guys that Kayla and I both are just super excited about having you guys get more involved. It's been great to get to know you as friends and just fellow Christians, but it's really neat that you guys are ready to get more involved and serving as a part of our ministry and joining the team. And we're going to be having you guys do different things to help us start growing some community and getting people connected. And as we've talked about it, I just thought maybe it'd be fun for you guys to get to share. It's one thing for me to say, "Hey, we're going to do this." I think it's even better for people to hear it from you guys, because you're in the shoes of most everybody else in the Journey Church. You're out there somewhere watching. So what is it that you guys are going to start helping with, and why do you feel like it's something worth putting your time into?
We don't know anybody else besides you guys. So like that's not okay. We want to change that. And we want to feel like a family. That's kind of hard. Been to a lot of churches, and some churches have felt like a family, and some churches everybody feels disconnected. So it's something that I think definitely playing towards for starters. Because I feel like, if God's in it, it's gonna be awesome. Being connected just with one person, but it doesn't have to be one person. It could be more than that. But like just one person can make such a difference. If you feel like you have somebody that asks you how your weekend went and how you're doing in life, and do you need prayer, or do what are your plans for the 4th of July? I mean, it could be as light or as deep as it would, whatever it goes. It's life changing, really. It can be. And I think if you have that kind of connection, there's a possibility that you're gonna walk away from watching a video of the Journey Church, and maybe the next day your buddy reaches out to you and asks you what you thought of the video, or asks you, do you have any prayers, or do you have any concerns, or what do you think of the scripture verse that Dad talked about. It just opens the door, and most people are just really happy to feel like they're participating in something. You're gonna have these little tiny like micro connections all over.
Hmm.
And then on the other side of the spectrum, maybe we have a Facebook group that's just dedicated to members, and we're
Hmm.
talking and we're sharing and we're posting, and there's all kinds of activity going on there. The hope would be just that nobody's really alone per se. You're actually going to be contacted by somebody. People are going to reach out to you, and also there's a little bit of accountability that comes with friends too.
Yep.
And buddies, there are people that will ask you, like, did you catch the last episode? Oh, you didn't. What happened? you know
Right.
yeah, we're just excited to see where God leads it.
Rob, what are you thinking when as we've talked about, you guys kind of getting more involved and get creative and build some community in a out of the box way? What are you thinking about it? What gets you excited? What gets you nervous? Where are you at?
Yeah, just building a community, growing it, and connecting with people.
Mhm.
Um, I think is would be awesome, and I think it'll grow a lot faster by having these type of things that we would be trying to do, and people feel more comfortable. Knowing that, hey, there's people in this community of it that care about me,
Mhm.
and I think everybody needs a little bit of that.
Mhm.
Everybody wants the feeling of being wanted, and
Being a
and
part of a
connecting
family.
and being part of a
Yeah.
family and a community. And I think it's an awesome idea. I really
Mhm.
do. I think it'll work wonders. So
I'm really looking forward to it. I think not only the community aspect, feeling like you're starting to see faces and and make some connections with other people when we have a large Zoom gathering, but also just a chance to kind of share some vision and direction about kind of where we're at as a church and what do next steps look like for people. It's like, okay, so you found us and you care about your relationship with Jesus, but what now, and to be able to share some direction and ways that we can support and encourage people that want to grow as disciples. And so I think that'll be really helpful. We've got a couple minutes left before we kind of wind things up. I just wanted to give you guys a chance. Is there anything else, just in general, that you think about other people like you or maybe way different than you that are just out there watching? We've got people all over the United States, all across Canada, and even in some other countries that watch and are plugged into the Journey Church. Anything else you want to share? Any parting thoughts or wisdom or input?
Don't be scared to, you know, go on Zoom. Don't be scared to meet new people. It is
mhm.
scary, but that's just part of it. Okay, and also too, like it's okay to be a silent observer for a while, until you really feel comfortable, maybe a little bit shy. That's okay to just take your time and participate silently if you need to until you're
Yeah,
ready to jump in.
good wisdom for sure. And I hope people really take that to heart that, don't overthink it. Don't stress out. I mean, even if you absolutely had to just jump on the Zoom and leave your camera off, who cares? Like, just at least break the ice. I just think of in the months to come, all of the different connections that could happen and the different friendships that could happen. I mean, even just a few months ago, we didn't know each other. And now we've become friends and we've spent time together and developed definitely a fondness and affection for each other and jumping in and serving and trying to do some cool ministry stuff together. So who knows
Yeah.
what kind of connections could happen in the months ahead if people will just get over the hurdle and jump in. Looking forward to it. So for everybody out there watching, when you get a message or a call or text or email from Rob or Jessica, now you know who is reaching out to you on the other side of the line. And you know that they're out there just like you, just kind of stretching themselves, getting a little bit out of their comfort zone to connect with people they don't know, to try and help encourage people that are a part of our Journey Church family to step out and get connected. So the first Zoom meeting we've got coming up is going to be on August 7th, and all the details will be in emails and all the posts and all that stuff. But it's going to be August 7th, 6 p.m. Pacific time. We'll get the links out to everybody. And if for some reason you don't see a link, just reach out to us at info@Join the Journey Church. We'll make sure to get you the details. And if you want to connect with Rob and Jessica, maybe something in their story resonated with you and you'd like to get to know them, drop us a comment on the video or just shoot us a message at info@Join the Journey Church and we'll get you guys connected. I know they would love to visit with anybody out there that's connecting with them. So just want to say thanks a ton, you guys, for coming. See you guys in the not too distant future.